Good day, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for FearFishing webcast number, I hope I get this right, 14? I think it's 14.
Who knows, man?
We've just been pounding them out here.
Well, somebody's been doing them all by himself, so
Hey, I get her done.
everybody else is losing
I
track.
don't even, I kind of jumped ahead of everybody. I just fired her up and, I had Mr. Pete Glusek on here. That was a really cool experience. I was scared shitless to do it by myself. Shitless. Like, I'm telling you, I had a little bit like I set the cameras up. I got Pete all ready to go. I got my little wiener dog in here, and I pushed play, and I looked at my wiener dog, and I thought to myself, I'm going to have to talk to you here for 5 minutes. So, yeah, if you've never checked out the webcast before, I'm owner-operator of this crazy town called FearFishing. Ian West. To the left of me, tournament partner extraordinaire. That's the guy who holds me together, the mental game of fishing. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Marley Horniak, and I am the FearFishing repairer of all things with engines.
Yeah, absolutely. You've repaired a lot of
a
wheel, auger, anything with a 2-stroke, a 4-stroke. Yeah. Sometimes not even like you've hung pictures around here. You've hung shells. What else you fixing? You fixed a lot of shit around here over the years.
I kind of do everything.
You do. You're a master of all trades.
All trades.
All trades. You're like.
And I just want to say there's lots of things where I've said, can you just ask Marley? And he's like, no, we got to save him for bigger things.
Yeah. We got to save him for a big one.
My dad was telling me, he's like, you should open your own shop one day. And I'm like, I'd have enough work just with Ian's stuff. Maybe that's where the money is in all this.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, not yet.
No, I need new fishing rods. Okay, I wonder what Ian needs fixed. All right, here you go. Will you rebuild my truck engine for 5 fishing rods?
Pay him in baits.
Yeah.
And this probably won't be out till like Tuesday or Wednesday, but it's Valentine's Day here at FearFishing and the rest of the world, I guess. But the lovely wife, Amber, has joined us once again.
Hi,
Introduce yourself.
I'm Amber, the wife.
The wife. And behind the camera tonight,
Scott Walton?
you got a nickname, Scott?
No.
We should think
Not
one
yet.
up. We're gonna
We
have to
need
think
a
Wally.
Serious.
Yeah, Wally.
Serious.
My wife calls me Wally.
Wally?
People call me Wally, yeah.
Do I have a nickname?
The wife.
I can't say it on camera.
Oh.
I almost let it
Yeah,
out
it
there.
did, yeah. We almost blew the cover. So, yes, thanks again for coming in, Scott.
You're
Adam
welcome.
has got the vicious case of the flu.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, he is hurting you, and he's been in bed for 3 days.
That
Really?
was
Yeah.
very Canadian of you.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, shoot, eh?
Oh, shoot, eh? Speaking of Canadian, yesterday, Brian T. Carpenter harassed me with Terrence and Phillip pictures all day.
Totally did. Totally.
Yeah, he did. He blew up my phone. And all I kept saying was, Brian, I fought it. Ha! So, yeah, that's what we did yesterday. So, it was the Toronto Spring Boat Show. I almost screwed that up. The Toronto Fishing and Boat Show in Mississauga, Ontario this weekend. I went up yesterday with the lovely Amber. We checked out the booth. We saw people. Yesterday, it was a good day. What'd you think of yesterday, honey?
Sorry, I'm just looking over Marley's hand.
That's all right.
Oh, sorry, I'm in the way.
That's all right. It happens all the time. Not kidding. Damn fish.
What
You're
did you
always
think?
in the middle. Marley's always in the middle.
No.
Oh, wow. That's going to spread on like hot fire on the Facebook. Just
What
wait till the pictures I get from New Jersey this week.
Don't touch me.
So-
that was your like first experience at the Toronto Fishing and Boat Show.
It was.
I
It
hope
was
that's right.
a lot of fun.
Did you have a
Spring
good time?
fishing
Did you have a good time yesterday?
Yeah, I did. I really did.
What was the best
Yeah.
part?
Oh my god. I got some kick-ass sunglasses.
Yeah, we did. We got sweet deal on sunglasses.
Yeah.
2 pairs each.
What?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, no way.
I
Yeah.
was just taking it all in, trying to learn everything because you
Yeah,
don't necessarily
I'm not the greatest
teach
teacher.
me, so I'm kind of trying. And you introduced me to a few people.
Yeah, we did meet some people.
No, you knew them. You just never introduced them
Oh,
to
okay.
me
I knew
before.
them. I
You
knew
put
them.
a face to the name now.
Yeah.
She
yeah.
got to meet Tommy Lee, the most handsome man in the
He
world.
is so
He's
handsome.
gorgeous.
He is. He is like
Dressed to the nines. His
Unreal.
coat was spiffy.
Yeah,
Fresh to death.
that's the kind of
Sharp.
clothing I was telling him. I was like, Tommy, that's what I want to make fear fishing clothing, fear gear into. And I was like, but I'm afraid only you would buy it.
It was pretty
$900 jacket.
snappy.
Yeah, and he'll want it for free.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally. I'll wear that shit, man, for sure. And then, so yesterday, that was a good day.
I shouldn't say the sunglasses was my favorite part.
What was your favorite part of yesterday? We got to see Mr. Azumi talk.
We talked to a lot of our fans.
We did.
Yeah, a lot of them stopped us.
I can't
and
believe we have fans.
I know, but we got to actually put faces to the names.
It was really nice to like see people and talk to people and have the opportunity to, you talk to them on Facebook or they message you on Facebook or like your picture or on YouTube. But it was really good to talk to people. And if anybody sees us out there, make sure you stop and talk. I love it.
Yeah, I have to.
Love it.
I have to remind Ian to not be so shell shocked.
Ian will be more afraid of you than
Yeah,
you
for
are
sure.
of him.
Because people come up to me and they're like, "Hey, I watch your show all the time," and I look behind me like Dave Mercer standing there or JP. I'm like, what? Oh, you're talking to me. Awesome.
I
dude.
watch his show too.
Shit, can I have
And
your
he's all-
picture too?
He's all socially awkward and like, oh yeah, that's great, thanks,
Yeah,
man.
it's easy to hide behind the microphone or behind the camera, but yeah,
I'm like, ask them where they're from. Who are they?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we got to see Mercer.
Did you? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you were there too,
Yeah.
Scott. Sorry.
Yeah, we seen the Mercer seminar, and my daughter got an autographed hat.
He rocks
From
the
Dave,
seminar
yeah.
stage.
Oh,
eh?
yeah.
He's good.
Hilarious.
speaker.
Kills it. He is like
No
born to
doubt.
talk.
We
I
killed
told.
it at Ganyons too.
Yeah, I think that if Mercer didn't MC and do the facts of fishing, he could be a comedian.
Oh, for sure.
I think he could kick ass.
That's what he wanted to do, though, isn't it?
I think that was what his plan was if he didn't. I could totally see Mercer in his 50s with like a glass of whiskey up on stage with like the Roger Dangerfield with the robe on and the slippers.
Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah, he said yesterday if he wasn't in fishing, he'd be a stand-up for
He is
old
fucking funny.
old folks' homes.
Old folks. And your daughter got his autograph and a
Yeah.
hat?
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
She's like, I want a hat. So I took her up to get a hat, and she got it autographed, and she's like,
Nice.
who is that guy?
You haven't been doing your job, Scott.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
no,
what it felt
no,
like.
the little one would probably know who it was.
That's like what I felt like at Ganyons though when like people were sliding their kids across the floor to be like, here, take a picture with him, and I'm like, oh, obviously that kid doesn't want my picture. The kid's screaming.
Sliding their kids across the floor. Go.
And then I'm like, hey, I'll take a picture of you if Dad wants it. And they're like, yeah, don't worry, Dad, you don't have to be shy here.
It's like you're dropping the kids off at daycare.
Yeah,
Go.
go get over there, talk to him.
And what's your son's name again? Wink, wink.
Yeah. Oh wow.
What
So,
else did we do?
We
We had a really good smoked meat sandwich.
it was bomb.
It was with a pickle
You-
and some coleslaw.
Yeah, it was a good coleslaw too. Like vinegary, not creamy. It's good.
Yeah. They weren't.
But the best part is that the old couple running it, and I hope to God they're not on my Facebook, but they were fighting like cats and
Oh,
dogs,
God.
right? Like arguing
You
with
shouldn't
each
say
other.
old
That-
people.
that's
They
part of
weren't
the
that old,
experience,
actually.
Well, I wasn't really paying attention because I was talking to people, but they sounded like an old married couple, and he didn't show up today. So when we got home, and Amber was like, I didn't see him today, and I was like, maybe she killed him.
They were nasty to each
Yeah,
other
yeah,
and
he had
not
like
nice at all to
he's
the
like
customers.
cutting Montreal smoked meat, and he's got a knife, and like a couple times I thought he was gonna chop her hand off for reaching in there.
Don't
Like it was
move
right.
my stuff, he said.
Yeah, it was right on there, but it was a hell of a sandwich.
That
Oh,
just,
it
that
was
just means they
so
take
good.
their food really seriously.
Yeah, for sure.
Very serious.
It was good.
Yeah.
I like Montreal smoked meat on rye bread. Bomb.
Mustard,
It's good.
pickle.
And I've been on such a health kick lately, and I've totally ruined it this weekend. I've been to the beer. I had pizza. What else did I eat? Last night we went out for dinner. Had the
Oh
calamari.
yeah, we did. I totally forgot about that. That was fun.
It was fun.
You
Yeah.
love your calamari, eh?
I do love the
Just
calamari.
love it.
Yeah, it's like a staple to my diet. It's that's been the hard things to give up. All week I eat like Caesar salad and chicken.
Literally.
And yeah.
Every night
like
he's
that's
like,
pretty
hey,
it.
can you grab some more romaine lettuce?
Yeah. And at dinner, the other thing I did to take carbs out, and it's probably for everybody out there, it's probably healthy to eat, you can't just eat that shit forever.
Yeah.
You need to like gouge on the weekends. But I've totally taken potatoes and rice out of my diet by only eating spinach and carrots.
That's awful.
It's
Worst trade
good.
ever.
Worst trade ever.
Yeah.
Big time.
It's good though. I just put it with like a little butter in a fry pan.
little?
That's like
A
that's like
little?
taking FNUF on a trade.
Did you see the picture of the pylon on its way to Ottawa?
way to Ottawa.
It was dope. Oh, we're getting close to. Well, why don't we like after our first guest, we'll get into the Bass University stuff.
Yeah.
But we have some time to really talk about that. We got to go to Bass University.
Sweet T-shirts.
Got to meet sweet T-shirts. If you send it, I'll wear it. But we got to meet Mike Iaconelli, JT Kenny, and Seth Fighter. Awesome. It was dope. I'm pumped to tell you guys all about it.
And all the people that helped there too were really nice.
Yeah, for sure.
Super talkative.
Everybody was
We
really
met somebody who was helping out and who helps out at all the Bass or a lot
From
of the Bass
Millbrook.
universities.
Millbrook.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Jana.
Yeah, she totally went to a Bass University and now she works with them,
Okay.
helping out. Yeah, it
Wow.
was really cool. So we're gonna get to talk to her in the future. She does some bass fishing.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, a lot of bass fishing. She actually told us that she scheduled all her holidays to go to different bass universities all over the United States.
Perfect.
Because she travels
It's
for
cool,
work.
eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she travels for
She
work.
travels for work, so she'd travel down for work and then take her holidays when Bass University was on.
Oh, no way.
And her significant other owns a brewery, and we're down with beer.
Perfect.
Yeah. Isn't that the best match in heaven?
Bass and beer.
Bass and beer. So, you didn't even hang the topic sheet tonight, honey.
It's right here. I didn't get a chance.
I can't read that far. I'm old.
What do you want me to say?
What else have we got on the
Put on your
schedule for
binoculars.
tonight? We should talk about poor Dave and getting chewed up by the German
Yeah,
Shepherds.
That was horrific.
Our friend from Ike Live, Dave Bronzik, protected his family from 3 German Shepherds and took a bunch of stitches this week.
The pictures are gnarly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I should have put them on the computer if we could show you. But, good on him. He's a tough son of a bitch. He's a wrestler, man, by trade. His kids wrestle, too. You wouldn't want to mess with him. Tear you to shreds. Lost like 22 pounds or something like that, too.
Imagine what the dogs look like.
Yeah, cutting weight. He was just dying for this. And Jack Ontario, who was on Ike Live, who's a Navy SEAL, I believe, and I'm probably so wrong on that. So, Jack, I'm so
He's
sorry.
tough.
Jack is a real
Badass
deal tough
dude.
man. And he wrote on Facebook that, Dave, you're a warrior. And I texted Dave, and I'm Dave, if that guy says you're tough, you are real deal fucking tough. So, yeah. So, do you want to talk about those now, or do you want to talk about those after?
No, it's fine.
You want to just bath in your Mike Iaconelli roses?
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Spoiler alert. Well, let's jump to our guest tonight, Mr. Spiro Agouros, who finished 6th place in
FLW.
FLW Walmart Tour, like Okeechobee event last weekend as a co-angler. So we're going to get the inside edge here on, we've had Spiro. Spiro's a friend of the show. We had him on. He was the very first guest we ever had. So we're going to have him back. Yeah,
Spiro
it was.
always gets me pumped to fish.
Yeah, he does. And you know what? That was the hardest part of Bass University today. I even told her like halfway through the morning, I'm like, let's just go. Let's just go fish.
They could bake in the sun all day to tournament, have a terrible day, and then talk to Spiro, and it's like,
Yeah.
let's get back out
Okay,
there.
let's go. Yeah. Best stories ever. Okay, let's call Spiro in here, man. Get it rolling. Hear the clicking. I love that sound. Whoa. We're loading her up. What's going on, brother?
Hey, not much.
How's it going? We're just waiting for your... Make sure you click your little camera button, my man, so we can get your visual.
Okay, hold on.
No
There you
problem.
go.
Oh,
You see me now?
we
Oh,
see
yeah.
you now. There you are, my man.
Yeah, I'm gaining some more weight. It's all that southern food.
How's it going, man? How you been keeping?
Okay, it's been a crazy last 2 weeks traveling, and I wasn't going to do the tour event down there, and then I got a phone call saying there was some spots open. I was going to be down there anyway, so I thought, hey, I might as well get down there and try and win.
And this actually came. You got 6th place, so congratulations. That's huge for Okeechobee,
That's
man.
an awesome job.
Yeah, that's
Thanks.
really cool.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, the first day I fished so, like really clean. I didn't. I mean, I might have lost one. I mean, it was crazy. We had a limit by 8:45. I mean, it was
Wow.
nuts. It was
Yeah.
typical, Okeechobee fashion. A lot of smaller ones, but and then towards the end of the day, I think it was only like 20 minutes, and I did the old Spiro cast,
Yeah.
this team. And I just felt this weight, and I set the hook, and up comes this, what looked to be an 8-pounder, and I flip it up, and it comes up and it's sitting on top of the mat. It's just sitting
Oh.
there. It's not moving. It's not doing nothing.
Oh.
Boat around, and he turns the boat around, and we netted him, and I'm like, oh my god, I needed that fish. Like, it was a clutch fish right at
Yep.
the end, and it, you need those fish, right? And
Absolutely.
it was good. It ended up being like a 6-7. It was just
Wow.
really skinny.
Nice.
Yeah. Hey, I'm not complaining. That's for sure.
good fish, man. So let's jump it right into this. What is it like to be a co-angler on the Walmart tour?
Like I said, I mean, I'll be 100% honest. I mean, it's not where I want to be. I mean, I'd rather fish at the front and do it that way. But, with everything that's going on here with our, with our series starting, I had to make a decision. And we talked about that before. I had to make a decision and say, look, I'm either going to go down and do the tour and fish there, or I'm going to try and do it here at home and help the industry here and help us grow the sport here. So I decided that I was going to put my time and effort and money into fishing here and kind of doing that thing. So there were some guys that I did a seminar at one of the clubs at the bass clubs, and they're all like, hey, we want to all go down to Okeechobee and go fishing. So I'm like, perfect. Let's set it up.
Yep.
So we were set up to be the week after, which was this last week, the week after the tournament. And then the tournament director gave me a call, an email, saying that there were some positions open for co-anglers. So I said, hey, I did this before. I mean, I think twice I was in the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
I finished second once, and I think seventh the second time. So I was like, hey, this is a good opportunity for me. So I said, hey, you might as well go down and do it. So I flew down.
Yep.
And ended up sixth. The second day I didn't fish so clean. I lost, I don't know, at least 4 fish that were 3-pounders. So, and it was a hard pill to swallow. But that's just fishing. Everybody lost fish, and I think they were biting a bit different the second day, and that's just how it is. But the whole, it was, I don't know. I hadn't fished I only fished one co-angler event last year, and then I just fished, as a boater, everywhere else. And it's just not the same. I was like, man, I need to be up at the front.
Yeah, for sure. It must be tough because you don't get to make a lot of the calls when you're the co-angler of where you're going or what you're doing, right?
Yeah, like no calls, 0. So here's like perfect example. I mean, both anglers were good. I fished with Richie Eves first day. Richie was a co-angler for 3 years and then went to the pro side. This was his first year. And he's like, oh, man, he goes, I heard about you. And I said, I hope good things, not bad. So, and he says, no, good things. And I said, oh, that's good. He said, I just hear you're pretty good. He says, so I'm going to have to be on my A game. And I said, look, dude, I said, I went in there. I didn't have to qualify for First World Cup. I didn't have none of the pressures that a lot of the co-anglers would have if they were doing that. Mm-hmm. Now without having the co-anglers go through to the First World Cup from the tour, there's a lot less pressure. So I was there, fish, have a good time, and if I could win some money, hey, that's great. So I thought I fished a lot better, and I mean, I think he had 11.5 pounds, and I had like almost 16. So
wow,
Ooh.
That's nice.
But it helps when you catch a almost 7-pounder.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
It does help. And then the second day I fished with Robbie Dobson. I had fished with Robbie before, super nice guy. And, when we talked, because he's not allowed to tell you pretty well anything. You're not allowed to tell him anything. And he said the only place he had found fish was up north. And I just kind of rolled my eyes and I thought, oh my God, if we go back up there, we're in trouble, And we went up there till 12 o'clock and I got 1 fish. He had 0. I had 1 fish that was like a high 3-pounder, almost a 4-pounder. And I knew I needed to get 3 more fish, and he said, he's such a nice guy. He's like, look, man, he says, we're up here. Obviously we're not catching them. He goes, I got some spots in the south end and let's go down there and see if at least maybe you can win some money,
Yeah.
And super nice guy. And we went down there, we went into one little spot and man, I tell you, the fish were there. I caught 2 fish back to back in like 10 minutes, It was awesome. And then I lost one that was a 5-pounder for sure, 100%. I actually know because on the on the Monday. I didn't go there the Saturday and the Sunday.
Yep.
It's a spot that I had already known, but I mean, obviously I can't tell him to go there. But regardless, on Monday when we had our boat down there, I went back to that spot. I got a 5, 3.5, and a 4 in about 10 minutes.
Wow.
So
That's awesome.
really, I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And, I mean, and then of course, the biggest cold front in Florida's history, came by. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy. And the water levels were way up. Were they not? They'd been draining Okeechobee, trying to get the water out of there.
yeah, they had it so bad. Like the water level was so high that they have to close the lock going into Roland Martin's because they're scared it's going to flood everything out of there.
Wow.
And they had strong northwest winds blowing all the water from the north end of the lake down to the south end of the lake, so making it even worse. Like there was bushes and trees where there's usually dry land. It was crazy.
Wow, that's nuts. Crazy. And would you recommend the experience of being a co-angler to guys listening to this who maybe are thinking about it or trying to get away? If they live in the States or are fellow Canadians. Would you recommend the co-angler trail for them?
Yeah, I mean, and I've always said this, if you want to go down and learn from the best, like I've been doing this a long time. This is my 2016 will be my 26th year doing tournaments.
Wow.
And I'll tell you, I learned so much in the last 10 that, it's just unbelievable from fishing with the best guys in the industry.
Yep.
And yeah, okay, maybe you can't make the Forestwood Cup now, but if you want to put your A game on and you want to learn from the best guys, and I'm not saying you're going to learn it in a day or 2 days or 3 times out, 5 times out. Everybody's different. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But you just learn so much. Like some of the guys that we were fishing with this week, this past week, like here's just a perfect example. They're like, how come you cast to something and then once you're past it, you bring your line in? Because you still got 3/4 of the water table to fish.
Yeah.
Like, because that's not where I want to fish.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
And a lot of people, and me myself, I did it for years and years and couldn't figure out why I was coming in with 12.5 pounds every single friggin' tournament. It was driving me insane.
Yeah.
It's like 12.3, 12.2, 12.1.
We've been
6.
there.
Like, what are they, clones? Or like, I was fishing. It's just the style, the way I was fishing. So I said, you know what? I got to change this. And then when I watch these guys and how accurate they are, they do not waste a second. They do not waste a minute. You make that cast, you make that cast count, and when you're done, if you don't see the results, you got to go. You got to get the heck out of there and move on to something else.
And that's really cool. And a lot of people can't read a magazine and then put it to work on the water. When you're out there watching the best anglers in the world compete, you're really getting a first-hand apprenticeship on how to catch bass.
Oh yeah, for sure. Sorry, my phone's slipping.
No problem, bro.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I've been, like I said before, I've been very fortunate to fish with, Scott Martin, Guido Hibden, Scott Wiley, Casey Martin, Roland Martin. I fished with, Dion Hibden, Brett Height, so many guys, and each of them will teach you something different. They're just slightly different. I think mechanically a lot of them are both the same,
mm-hmm.
but it's the way they think, their thought processes, what they, Brian Thrift, they all think slightly different, and you get a little bit from all of those guys, and if you can put that to help your game, you're just getting that much better. There's no doubt about it.
That's a great way for people to learn. And you fished the Potomac as a co-angler?
Strand Series, FLW Strand Series.
Back in the day?
Yeah, it was the first bass tournament I ever fished.
That's awesome.
And I learned a ton.
Way to jump right in there.
Scary.
Yeah, but that's the way you got to do it, right? Like, there's no matter what your experience level is, you can just jump right in and be a co-angler and learn a shit ton in a short amount of time.
Oh, for sure. I got backboarded hard, but still, it was awesome.
Yeah, it's an experience, eh?
Just to sit back and watch.
And I've found, and listen, don't get me wrong. There's some situations where you get with some guys where you're like, oh my god, like what is this guy doing? Like,
yeah, we've heard nightmare stories.
can't see the mistakes because they're so focused on what they're doing. You see it.
Yeah.
And I mean, everybody makes mistakes. I don't care who you are, how good you are, you're going to make a mistake. And we paid for it. I mean, I know how many mistakes, I lead the classic for, by 2.5 pounds and come in with 10 pounds the second day because I made a critical mistake.
But yeah,
and if somebody there watching me, they'd be like, you shouldn't have done that. You should have done this, but we all make those mistakes. So you learn not just from the things that they do right, but from the things they do wrong.
Absolutely. And I keep telling everybody that you'll learn more in bass fishing by losing than you ever will by winning. Like when you win, it's too easy. When you really get your ass handed to you, those are the moments when you step back and you really go, well, what did I do wrong? Because that guy's got 21 pounds.
Yeah.
And he's done something right.
And he sat there. The night on Sunday night after the tournament, we went to the weigh-in and stuff. I was talking to Curtis Richardson and Corey and Chris and Gussie and Brandon McMillan were there. We're all sitting around having something to eat and just talking. And our Canadian guys, Vince. All the Canadians that went down there did great.
Yep, they really did.
And it's just so awesome to be part of that. And some people, I think still look at the co-angler as a kind of a sub fisherman,
Yeah.
But believe me, I've seen some co-anglers, Keith Honeycutt, what was that guy's name from Korea? Boo Wood. There's some guys that are just amazing. Casey Martin, great fishermen that just decided that, at that time in their career, they want to do it. I mean, unfortunately, I have 3 young kids and, I have a career and, it's hard for me to just drop everything to go and do it. Believe me, there's days where I want to.
And the financial side of being the boater is incredible for the average guy to come up with just the entry fees, let alone the travel money. And it's a life-changing event to pull that off.
Yeah, you're talking, to fish the tour now, it's funny because we were talking about it, Scott Wiley and I stayed together down at Okeechobee for a couple of days while the tournament was on. And, we were talking about it, and he says, Spiro, come do it, And I'm like, for a Canadian with the exchange rate right now.
I never even took that in.
You're talking $36,000 for entry fees. That's just your entry fees.
Yeah.
Okay, you haven't even spent a dime on gas and food and repairs, and you're talking $70,000 season.
Yeah.
So you got to either have the financial backing, or you have to be able to come up with that money. And I know for a fact that whether it's BASS, whether it's FLW, whether it's the Opens, there's guys out there that are fishing from tournament to tournament. If they don't make a check, they ain't fishing the next one.
And that's what's different in this sport. And I was talking about this with some guys the other day about, you could be the best bass angler in the world, like Kevin Van Dam or Aaron Martins or Scott Martin. You still got to pay your entry fees. It's not like professional football or hockey, where you sign on the dotted line and because you worked really hard, you get to do it. Yeah. You got to pay for it out of your pocket.
Yeah, and I've seen some changes. I've been around the fishing industry a long time and been very fortunate to be around guys that are at the top of the game in the fishing industry, with Scott and with some other guys. And there is, those deals are there. There is some deals out there that, allow these guys to do it as a business and as a job.
Yep.
But they're very few and far in between. And nobody ever sees how much, like they see that, wow, you won the First Cup, or wow, you won the tournament, but they don't see how many they lost,
Absolutely.
how many hours they drive, how much time they spend doing interviews and YouTube videos. It's if you
work.
add it by the hour, dude, you're probably making like $8 to $10 an hour.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. And I talked to somebody the other day, and that's a real interesting thing. So I had a conversation with somebody very high up in the fishing industry about mainstream sponsors that, why don't we have a lot of those in fishing? And I asked about the X Games and extreme sports, and he says that there's more marketability in fishing than extreme sports. There's just not the spectators part of it. That's why they don't want to invest in it. As a retailer, like a retail market, the fishing industry destroys skateboard companies, DC shoes, that stuff. But there's just not the big TV deals and the spectator part of it. Weigh-ins, there's not 28,000 people, and except at the Classic or the Forest Wood Cup.
Yeah, and I mean, this past at the Okeechobee event, I mean, there was quite a few people at the they have they're set up with all their vendors and at their show at Walmart and stuff, and it was really good. And but the weather it was cold. I mean, it was I think it was 13 or 14 degrees, dude. People were
wow.
wearing parkas. And I was wearing shorts and flip flops.
The same temp up here.
Yeah. It was it was the same temp up there, up here while that was happening.
That's right. So what I'm saying though, but there was still, it's just, if you've ever, I'm sure you guys have been down there and you've seen it. It's just a different kind of mentality. People will come from 40 or 50 or 80 miles away to watch a weigh-in. Where here is the guy, if it's not like 5 minutes from his house, he ain't going over there.
And that's what we want to get into now. Like, I know you're a huge supporter of FLW Canada, as am I, and we're both going to fish the series this year. How do we get people out? How are we going to get people to the weigh-ins?
Well, you know what? I think, and I've spoken with many people about this. When we have events, when we hold events, we need to hold events in areas that will attract people. Okay, that's very important. We need the support of the townships and the municipalities to come out and make it a big deal. You know what I mean? And it's going to take some work. And I think once we get the townships, the Chamber of Commerce, the Ontario Tourism Boards, and we get those people involved, especially like right now, I mean, our Canadian dollar is low. So when our Canadian dollar is low, it's a great opportunity for Americans to come up here and do these events. Like for St. Francis, I'd love, it'd be great if we could have a bunch of Americans come up, and do that tournament. It's just right there. You got New York State, you got Pennsylvania, Ohio's not that far. But unfortunately with our customs and guys bringing fish over, it's a lot of guys don't want to do it because it's such a hassle to come across the border. So we need to get all of these parties involved, get organized, and bring tourism back to Canada. You know what I mean?
And that's a hard thing too. And I always feel that we need to set up more of an event going on that just happens to have a weigh-in. There's got to be a reason. Oh, there goes Spiro. There has to be a reason to bring the family out other than just the weigh-in, in my opinion. Whatever that may be, and again, that needs to be set up with townships and the local communities. But
a lot of the times, the townships don't even advertise that there's a tournament going on.
No, and that's true too. And
you live in the town and not know there is one going.
And anglers play a big part in this, and anglers have got to stop bashing other events. Even like if there's a series that I don't fish, I don't run my mouth about it, about why I don't do this. And everybody needs to work together to build this sport. The best case scenario, we have every tournament series in North America jam-packed full of anglers.
Yeah, and now with gas prices, look at our gas prices. Our gas prices in Canada right now, like in Ontario, we haven't had these gas prices in, 15 years?
Yeah.
So this is the time to, come on out, do the tournaments. But I think some people are intimidated too, though. They get intimidated. Well, this guy's fishing tonight. How am I going to beat that guy? Listen, everybody has a bad day. I know Absolutely. I've had my share.
I've had tons of them too.
Yeah, you got to just come out and you got to do it and you got to support. I look at Top Bass. I support Ted. He's a great guy. He has a great series. Yeah, okay. So, some people say, the stage isn't the greatest or this isn't the great, but who cares?
Yeah.
You're supporting a local business. You're supporting our industry. You're going out there and doing this. And again, whether it's Top Bass, whether it's Renegade, if I can get to one of those events, I'm going, and it's hard, like I said, with a young family, with, work, projects and stuff like that. And I'm pretty lucky, I'm fortunate that my job allows me to, to kind of get away if I need to, practice or what have you. But we need the support of the townships, municipalities, the government agencies to make this sport bigger. We need bigger, better ramps. We need more accessibility. And then, obviously it all costs money, and they have to be able to warrant, the amount of people to use it. But if nobody takes the first step in the initiative, we're never going to get there. You know?
Absolutely. I totally agree with you. And people talking, anybody who's intimidated to fish tournaments, all you got to do is the same thing the rest of us do, is work hard at it. If you want to win tournaments, you just got to put the time in. Get out, even if you work, get out after work. If you put, 2 or 3, 4, 5 hours in a night before a tournament, you can find them and you can beat anybody. It's not rocket science.
And you know what? I mean, I don't care what anybody tells you. I mean, I've been, like I said, this is my 26th year, doing tournaments, and I've fished all over North America. And you know what? It's like sometimes you can learn more in an hour. I mean, I've gone at 3 o'clock, get to the lake at 4:30, and fish till 7:30 for 3 hours, and find, oh my God, dude, this is what I gotta do. And then I've spent 4 days on the lake, like Tri Lake's perfect example last year. I must have put in probably 90 to 100 hours practice, and I got 5.5 pounds the first day and 6 pounds the second day.
And that happens to everybody. It's fishing's a lot like the lottery. You can have 1 ticket or 1,000,000 tickets, and you can win the lottery with 1 ticket.
Yeah, and I mean, I know the lake. I knew the lake well. I knew how it was fishing, but one of the things is I was just being too stubborn. I wouldn't listen to my inner fisherman that told me to go deep instead of sticking where I always like to fish, my comfort zone. And that's where you learn. I learned a valuable lesson. When you don't see things doing that, you got to go outside your comfort zone and just do it. And you can't let things that you did in the past, dictate what you do now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Day 1 last year at the same event, we had just a hair under 18 pounds. Yep. And day 2, we only got 3 fish. Yep. And we just couldn't get them to bite. And we ran all over. I think I put a tank of gas through that boat trying to find fish. But that's right. True. And as soon as I got off the water, I thought about all the things I could have done. And I just didn't do them because that, I had that stupid flipping jig in my hand, and I'm like, oh, I'll work through this. They'll bite.
Yeah. Well, here's we're talking about team events and kind of FLW Canada. When I was down there, I spoke to many people, about the events coming to Canada, and I spoke to one man in particular, Tom Mann Jr., who fished for years. He's a guy that illegal could probably out of the resort, and he says to me, "Is it a team deal?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "It's a team deal, and they'll let you do that?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Man, that sounds awesome."
Yeah,
he says, sure. I'd like to come up and do that. He says, "Down here, a lot of guys." He says, this way you can share the weight. It's not like you got a co-angler who's going to get his own weight. You guys can combine the weight and do that and qualify and fish only against 4 things. And I thought, that's really, really cool. So, again, obviously, I want to see not just FLW Canada, but all of the series, do well. But everybody, like you said, everybody needs to work together. Everybody needs the bashing obviously would have to stop. Unfortunately, sometimes, it's harder, and that's why, I don't get involved with a lot of the politics. I just want to fish, keep my nose clean, and enjoy myself,
I wish that could be the case, but I started a webcast, and I have to have something to talk about. I have no choice. But you're right. And the best thing for everybody in fishing is to grow the sport of fishing. No matter what you fish, grow the sport of fishing. And I don't care if you're a fly fisherman or a steelheader, or a bass fisherman, a walleye guy. Let's just build the sport of fishing.
Yeah. It's funny because I spoke with someone I know out in Alberta, and they have like these beautiful lakes, and they got like lily pads, and they got grass. I'm like, how come there's no bass out here? Well, nobody wants to stop them. I'm like, really? Jeez,
that's
man,
crazy, eh?
There. I mean, the lakes are awesome. He goes, yeah, but you don't realize we get like 6.5 feet of ice.
Oh yeah.
So don't put it in a pond that's 12 feet deep.
But that's the thing, and bass fishing is really, there's a lot of bass in BC. I know in BC they don't have bass tournaments because they're not allowed to use live wells.
Right.
And now it's down to Manitoba, Ontario, Quebec, and New Brunswick. New Brunswick has a lot of bass tournaments. They have a series. So everybody's got to work to build their own little part of fishing, but let's build fishing together instead of fighting about it.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, regardless, I'm going to support, the things that I feel strong for, and I'm going to support the people who I feel, are really, are really truly trying to help not just themselves, but the industry. You know what I mean?
That's awesome
And
to hear.
and I mean, you know, as far as the co-angling is concerned, I mean, if it's an Okeechobee event, dude, and I got the opportunity, I'm going.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just it fishes so much like it fishes to my style of fishing, and I mean, I just know, that I mean, I went in there with a lot of confidence too. I didn't practice. I flew down on the Wednesday, fished Thursday, Friday. No practice, nothing. So it's funny because here comes the Spiro story.
Yes, we like these.
Wait, I need
So-
popcorn.
Yeah.
Like she says, you're gonna, all the other times for every other tour event I did, I don't know, 40 events, 50 events, whatever I did. She says to me, when you go down there, you're not gonna practice. This will be the only one you ever did not practice for, and you're probably gonna win. Like, yeah, whatever. So I go there, and I was in second place after the first day. She says to me, "See, I told you don't need to practice. You just go out there and do the thing, and you'll be fine." I'm like, "Oh boy, I'm never gonna hear the end of this."
Yeah,
one.
I got a pre-fish. Oh no, you don't.
But that's what Swindle was saying about he had a head doctor or head
Head coach, and
head
told him
coach,
if
yeah.
he did not spend any time, if as soon as he found the fish, whether it took an hour or 4 hours or 8 hours, not to beat it up. As soon as you find the fish and where you're going to go with for the tournament, just go home.
Yeah.
Don't just be out there because you.
His
I
doctor
guess what
says he's bored.
and Gerald thought that I got to spend 14 hours a day out on the water because I'm trying to earn a living for your family, and the doctor pretty much told him you're an idiot, and he's like, and he watched Gerald fish on the water, and he was like, after 2 hours of fishing, you're bored, and you're not taking anything in, so you don't have to be out there all the time. You just got to, while you're out there, go hard at it.
Yeah, and I mean, time management is such a big thing, and that's one of the key things that I learned, fishing the tour and watching these guys, especially guys like Brian Thrift was real good at time management. Scott Martin's really good at time management. When they're out there, Brett Height's really good. There's certain individuals, who they're so meticulous with what they do. They go to an area, they fish it. If they don't feel it, they're gone. Like, what I mean? They're gone. They're not wasting, I mean, I don't know how many times I'm like, okay, well, I didn't catch one here. I'll just keep going down these docks, or I'll keep going down. So I'm just basically wasting my time.
Yeah.
I could be fishing something that it's going to be productive. I mean, I had other spots, obviously.
Yeah.
So you learn these things, and I think it makes you a better angler. And like I said, I'm looking forward to 2016, and I hope that it started off good. I hope it continues, and my biggest thing is obviously to promote the sponsors, promote the sport, promote the people who are supporting me.
Yes.
And I gotta say, I gotta give a plug now. Okay, so here's a little funny story.
Let her rip.
So, okay. So obviously, you
this
guys
guy.
know I came on with Liquid Mayhem, and I was really proud to kind of do it. And I love the company. It's a great, they're such nice guys, and I was so stoked about it. So I get down there, they send me the samples, I get all my stuff. I was so excited, and I get down there and I look in my bag, no Liquid Mayhem.
Oh.
I'll be kidding me. Oh, there goes my phone again. Sorry. Anyways, that's Chad knocking the thing down, saying
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill that guy. So what happens is I go crazy looking for the stuff. Then I realized, hold on a second, I know I brought the stuff. So I ripped basically everything apart. This is Wednesday night, tournament after the meeting. I've got stuff all over this little hotel room, like this little cabin that I'm staying in. Can't find it. So I says, all right, well, there's nothing I can do. So I lay down, I'm sleeping. I just smell this garlic. I'm like, what's this smell? That's just driving me nuts. And it woke me up, man. I was like, what the? So I roll over and realize I've been sleeping on it because I put it in. I kind of moved the blankets kind of out of the way to put I was rigging my rods and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Like a big red spot in the middle of the bed. No.
Oh.
If anybody came in there, we're like, what's this guy doing with the liquid?
Yeah. That we're part of the Liquid Mayhem team as well. And I will tell you a story that I came home from work one day, and I walked in my house, and I found a cap to a Liquid Mayhem bottle. And so I'm walking around the house, and then I'm laying on the couch relaxing, and my golden retriever comes up and starts licking my face, and all I can smell is crawfish and garlic. And she ate the whole tube.
And red paws and all.
Yeah, red paws for like 2 weeks. She had red paws from holding it down to eating the tube of Liquid Mayhem.
Oh my God!
So,
and you know,
and then the best part is after she was looking at me, she went to the back door and she was whining because she had to go outside and shit so bad. The worst case of the squirts from the Liquid Mayhem. So kids at home, don't eat it.
exactly. Like now, here's the thing. Like, but anyway, but companies like I used this, and I knew it was going to be a tough bite. I knew there was a lot of fish, but I knew it was going to get tougher, especially the second day. And I'm telling you, and Chad told me, and I believed him, because I believe people who have a passion for a product, right? And even Angler's Choice, I signed up with them this year, and I'm really honored to be part of the team. And I was using a Warthog. It was basically like a Senko style bait.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a custom color that he did for me, but regardless. Regardless, especially for Okeechobee, one color. But anyways, I'd throw that thing on, and if I didn't put that scent on there, I was probably 40 to 50% difference as far as getting the hits. So I was like, hey, man, this stuff really works. And I started to get more confident. And then I started getting confident with everything. So, whether it's a product, a technique, the way you think, it's so important in fishing, especially as a co-angler, to keep you at that confidence level really high.
Yep.
And I mean, you're just going to do better. There's no doubt about it.
That's awesome, man. Well, Spiro, I want to thank you so much for joining us again. You are a true ambassador of the sport, and we love having you on.
Okay.
I hope
appreciate it. And you guys are doing a great job. Keep it up.
Thank you, sir. I hope you rip up tour this summer if I can listen to all your great speeches at check presentations. I love them, man.
Okay, buddy. Well, you take care.
Yes,
and,
you have a good one, man. We'll talk to you soon, my man. Thank you so much for joining us.
Okay, take care.
Later, bro. Spiro is one of the greats in fishing. Man, I've had like some pretty shitty tournaments, and I've thought to myself, I hope to God Spiro wins this because I'm going to hear a story.
26 years.
That's crazy. I didn't think he was that old.
No, mind-blowing number.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
What? Spiro's a good-looking Greek.
He must have started when he was 5.
He's a machine out there. It is a lot of work for these Canadian guys to be going down to Okeechobee. That's a...
And they killed it this year.
They did really well. Corey, Chris, Curtis, Gussie.
Yep.
They lit it up. It was
Vince.
good. Yeah, Vince. It was awesome. It's good to see Canadians getting down there. I hope to go. I'd love to fish down there. I need to get on tour. That's what I did.
Just do it.
2017.
Yeah, just do it.
You better start working. We need 36 grand up
I
front.
better start. I haven't stopped working.
Okay, keep going.
Okay.
We need 36,000.
Work
Got it.
harder.
I think we got to pay by like December 8th, something
I'm
like that.
still. I have to email money transfer to the.
Isn't that the best?
CT Open.
The Canadian Tire Open. He comes. Jason Clay, great guy. Super tournament. Anybody looking to fish a fall tournament, better get your money in, because it's filling up fast. Comes up to me at the Springs Fishing Show. He's like, "Dude, you don't have your money in for the tournament." I was like, "What?" He's like, "It's almost full." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "What's your email address? I'll send it to you right now."
No.
No. Okay, wait. It wasn't even that nice. It was like hitting
Hits
her.
me.
She's trying to buy sunglasses. I'm like, send them the money. I'm fishing it. I'm in. I'm like, Jason Clay, I'm in. But Spiro's a great guy. I've never seen Spiro in a bad mood. At tournaments, you ever see him like even
Never.
when he's got 5 pounds, happiest guy in the freaking world to be there,
Oh, for sure.
smiling. Huge supporter of his sponsors.
Oh, big time.
Nobody loves his sponsors more than Spiro. But that's what you need to do. Like any of the young kids out there, if you get a sponsor and somebody's willing to help you out in fishing, you should look firsthand at Spiro. And he does a ton of work for his sponsors. He's always there for them. He's always supporting them. I'd like to thank R&J Tire for everything you do for me and Liquid Mayhem while we're out there, because I'll totally forget. Worst guy ever. But, support the brands that support you. Support the brands that support us. Anybody who's supporting fishing,
Well,
everybody should jump behind them.
We should give a shout out to the salon then too.
At Turner House?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right. You get your haircut there. I don't even get my haircut. I bicked this baby.
I married a bald man for a reason.
Yeah, I bicked this. Love it. So easy. I haven't had a haircut since about 2001. Just bick it every day. Sometimes, yeah, works for me. It's faster.
Mm-hmm.
When we need to really get like 74 out of the Stratus, I take my hat off. like a swimmer.
The best is when you forget your hat.
Oh yeah, it's like a nightmare. Burnt head. Where at Wood Lake was on Tri Lakes when my hat blew off, and I was like, oh, I can't fish like
It was
this.
nuclear hot, too.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was bad. So I'm the only guy. It's like 33 degrees out, and the only thing I got is my Gore-Tex. So there I am in 33-degree weather with my Gore-Tex on, with the hood up, because I'm cooked.
Obviously, this was.
And Marley's got the smallest head on the planet, so it's not even like he could lend me a hat.
This is pre-me, because obviously, like you probably.
No, I
would've
think
called
I
me.
know totally you were in there.
Oh, I was. I would have.
Can't call you during
expected a call.
tournaments. Against the rules.
But before, if you forgot your hat.
No, I lost it during blast off. Like when we were driving down the lake, I blast off and it blew off my head, and we
It lasted
stopped.
like 4 minutes.
And we turned around and we couldn't find it. It sunk.
Oh darn.
It was my Hurley hat. Good hat.
Oh.
Solid. Gray. Blue. Chad. That breaks my heart. Now let's get to it, honey. I know you've had a huge day. Toronto Fishing and Boat Show.
Spring
Spring.
fishing.
You
and
got to
boat
go to Bass University.
show. Yeah.
It was awesome, eh?
Yeah, it was.
Was it what you expected?
I wasn't. I get.
Did you have
it was-
expectations?
No, I didn't have any expectations. I was just excited to maybe learn something.
Yeah, I'm not the greatest teacher.
No.
Not to you anyway.
No, not at all.
It's so hard to teach you to fish.
I have a notebook.
You took notes. I was really proud of you. Like Iconelli's talking, and she is just firing down notes. And then I just saw her now on, because he's like, you should go to everybody buy 7 DT Ike's Custom
Ike's
Ink.
Custom Ink.
Buy 7 of them. He's like, and he was just kidding. But Amber came home, and she's been on Tackle Warehouse ever since, firing it up.
I wanted
They'll
to
be here
check
next
out the
week.
ones.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, we still haven't got our Ike order.
We'll have to work on it.
Yeah.
Email Becky. She'll hook us up.
Yeah.
They're good people.
I wanted my
So,
Ike hat for
okay.
this weekend.
Let's get right down to this. Bass University, totally cool. If you were an angler out there, anywhere in North America, and your favorite angler is going to Bass University and you're in the area, it is probably the coolest thing that they do a seminar. JT, Seth, and Mike did seminars, and then they're just there to talk to you. Get pictures taken with them, ask your questions, what kind of baits they're using. It's so like interactive with the
Yeah.
anglers rather than just.
They're not just standing
Blah,
up
blah,
on a
blah, blah, blah,
stage
blah.
and talking down to you.
But the
they're
cool
on
thing
the
is,
same level.
Ike didn't know we were coming, so I'm like sitting there, right, and he's doing his presentation, and Ike was really funny, and all of a sudden he looks at me, he's like, I know you. And I was like, hey, what's up, dude? So that was pretty good. And I got to hug Ike. I got a great big hug from Ike, so
Yeah.
I was pumped.
On Valentine's Day to
Yeah.
boot. Wow.
JT put me in a headlock. I got to meet Seth. Seth's totally cool kid. We're going to have all of them again on the FearFishing webcast, because we get the big names. Glusick, part owner, co-founder. I had him on the webcast on Friday. Amazing. He is one of the nice guys, like super nice guys. You can just tell by talking to him in the interview. He just loves to fish, and he's just like a solid, nice dude. Sometimes I meet people in the fishing world, and I'm like, what a dick. But, you know, Glusick. You guys are laughing like this isn't a secret. Like, if I was a hockey player, it's not like I'd interview everybody in the NHL and be like, super guys, every one of them,
Yeah.
top notch. NFL, yeah, maybe he beat his wife and he spent 6 months in jail, but he's not that bad.
Someone's gonna have to write you like an NHL style script.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like, I got those jigs in deep, I put bass in the net.
The
Reached out
Censored.
hard.
the morning bite was a little tough, but we pulled her off in the afternoon. Those fish totally set up on those docks, pushed themselves in. We started throwing jigs. It was dynamite.
We just gotta keep our head down and do work.
Yeah. Grind. It's a grind.
Right.
I wish we were going to Bass University again tomorrow, but
Heck yeah, I
Marley
totally
and I are
wanna
going
go.
fishing. I'd really like to meet Ish.
Yeah.
I'd like to talk to him about frogging.
I just want to meet. I just want to take more notes.
What's with you and notes? What do you do?
I like actually learned why you use what you use.
What I use with Ike,
no,
Seth, and
now
JT
I know why.
You gonna set
what-
yourself up in the lily pads like that, sneak in there, and then destroy?
I can't tell you.
Oh no!
No.
Is this a secret? Are
I'd
you getting
have
your
to
own
kill
bass
you.
boat?
No.
Yeah.
No, I'll just fish off the back.
Maybe we'll call
She's
Basscat.
co-angler,
Maybe
not
we'll
back.
call Basscat and we'll get his and hers bass boats.
Sure.
And then
Maybe
we'll
I
have
should
like
have got my boating license this weekend.
yeah, and then we could have Fear Fishing Unspooled, his versus hers bass tournament. We'll
I'll call my
I'll
brother.
do 36,000 in entry fees. You can do like 36,000 in Bass Universities, and I'll meet you somewhere. You pick the lake.
Okay.
I will destroy you. Destroy you.
Well, I did do really well when Marley was quizzing me.
Yeah, you guys were like, we're getting ready for the show, and you guys are doing like quiz time,
I didn't
test
believe she
time.
actually took notes.
She did. It was like I was like shaking my head.
They're pretty legit too.
They are. She's like 8 feet of water. Need DT 10.
Cold water.
Cold
Shut
water.
up.
Shad wrap. You know, Marley's like sitting
Ike's
here and he's like,
custom
it's
ink.
33 degrees out. The sun is hot. It's shining. Late August. What do you need?
And then I told him,
Yeah.
and he was like, whoa, legit.
Legit.
Give me your
But
notes.
it is a really cool experience, and everybody should check it out. There's something there for everybody, from the beginner angler to, you know, the seasoned pro. You can pick up some tips. I can't believe how big JT Kenny is. Huge
He's a big
man.
man. I saw the
He is a big
pictures.
man. I'm like 6'3", 6'4".
Well, I got a point of reference, right?
Yeah, 6'3", 6'4", and I'm like 200 pounds, and I look like a tiny man beside him.
Yeah.
He could play.
He
He
could
could
break
be.
you.
I got a feeling he played college football. We'll have to ask him. He seems like that guy. He's pretty quick on his feet. He's running around up there while he's doing his talk too. He's got some moves.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
funny. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got some, he's got some moves for a big man.
Yeah.
He's pretty graceful. He was a good guy.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
So
Do you want to talk about Rich not being here?
poor Rich. Do we have to?
No.
We fizzed him.
Fizzed Rich.
We
But
fizzed Rich.
Marley's in
Poor-
the chair,
poor
not
Rich.
me.
You know, did you hear
I've
about
been
that?
crying away at work.
So we're talking. He gave Brian the Carpenter a hard time on Twitter.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I
So
haven't heard this yet.
then he started the hashtag FizzRich because we were at the
Right.
Erie event. FizzRich. So he's been fizzed. No, Rich is gone back out to Alberta to do the oil rigging. He'll be back. He's out there for 2 weeks, and he comes back for a week. So we'll pound a couple the week he's back, and then when he's not here, our Marley will fill in. You kicked ass tonight, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, you don't say a lot, but when you say it, it's gold. It's
Oh,
always
yeah.
been like that.
Yeah.
That's the best part about bass tournaments. Like an hour and a half, I'll be talking to myself, and all of a sudden he'll throw one out there, and I have to like put the rod down and laugh my ass off because it is beautiful, like so well laid. Or you got like a crowd of people and it's real quiet, and then he just lets one go, and it is just like wow. Some of them are gold. We can't even talk about them on the air. But if you find me next year or at the Sportsman Show, I'll tell you all about them. I'll give them up. Gold.
I'm scared.
You won't be at the show. But everybody, I want to thank you so much. Do you want to talk about your roses before we let them go?
It's the only flowers I got.
You got me.
You didn't get her flowers?
You're gonna get
I'm alright.
She's gonna get her
Valentine's
present
Day
here in
is-
about 20 minutes after you guys go.
No.
No.
Valentine's Day isn't really.
That's not. We don't really do the holiday thing.
No.
We don't buy each other Christmas presents.
We just love each other every day.
Well, at least 4 out of 7.
Maybe 4.5. A solid 4.5
Yeah.
out of 7 days.
I like you when I'm
You're
out.
over 50%.
I like you when I'm fishing. I'm at work. I'm not real thrilled when you're bitching about the dishes.
It's usually because you've used every single one.
Well, I don't want to use. I can't use. If I use a cup for my orange juice, I'm not using it for my milk.
Yeah, but then you use every single pot and pan for one meal. And I come home and
'Cause I
like the
cook
kitchen
like a
is
Bomb food. I need them. You can't mix the pepper with the salt, and it just doesn't go like that.
okay.
You just don't understand.
He's got the steamer out. He's got the blender done. Like
Shit, maybe
everything
we
is
should take you to the
dirty.
cooking show, and you can take notes there too. And it'll be a lot easier for you to understand the magic.
Ooh.
Maybe then I get flowers.
Maybe from Anthony Bourdain. What?
That would be wicked.
What?
Did you like The People versus O.J. Simpson?
Yeah, you guys seen this yet?
No.
So here, man, this
You're
webcast is
asking
gonna
the
run
wrong
for.
guy.
Do you have? Oh yeah, you got it. So you go on to. It's on like iTunes.
FX.
Oh, is this
It's
like the remake?
Yeah,
Is
it's
that what it is?
bomb, dude. I watched the
It's
first
a
2
10
episodes.
part documentary. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I heard about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
It is bomb. But okay, here's my beef. So here we go. There's no spoiler alert here, but Cuba's playing OJ. But Cuba's
Okay.
too short, man. OJ's
a
got.
big man.
He's a
huge
big
guy.
man. Cuba is not. So they're doing like when he gets
Cuba is
arrested, right? Everybody's taller than Cuba, and I'm like, no way, that's OJ. Ruined it. Not true.
That was the most disappointing about the whole thing.
What's the prosecutor's name? Curly haired chick.
Oh, Marsha Clark. Marsha Clark?
Yeah, she's evil.
No, she's not.
Yeah, she is. She's
no,
a
she's
bitch.
not. She said the system has failed Nicole, and she's like, this isn't gonna happen again.
You would think OJ did it? He got off on that
Was this
shit.
all factual or is it?
No, it's real deal.
It's
real deal?
yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
He's an angry
I'm
man,
pretty
OJ.
sure.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
Honestly, if that was your mom, would you not think that he did it?
I don't know.
Come on.
The glove didn't fit.
Could they not?
Don't quit.
Could they not do it like they did Making a Murderer? Because they got enough.
No, it's not.
Video
There's
clips
all
on
kinds
it,
of
right?
stars. There's all kinds of superstars in
Yeah.
it. John Travolta,
yeah.
the creepiest man in Hollywood.
Shapiro.
Scientology. Now that shit, I
is,
said
yeah.
that word on the internet. Now they'll be following me. He is creepy, dude. But he plays Shapiro, but he looks like rubber, like not even real. It's
Yeah,
creepy.
He has like shading on his
But
cheeks.
it, but
and
it, like
everything
when
and,
you
like, a
first see
wicked
him,
wig.
when you first see him, you're like, oh my god, that's John Travolta. But then after like 4 minutes in, you're like, okay, I got
I
this.
believe this.
I got this. Good work. Kind of looks like Shapiro.
Who else is in it? Cuba Gooding Jr.
Oh, it's good though. I
John
just wish
Travolta.
Cuba was taller. I just want him to
Well,
like
they just messed that
spike the
shot
ball
up.
and do show me the money, and they're all calling him the just. What's that guy's name? Schwimmer.
Ross from Friends.
Ross from
David
Friends
Schwimmer.
is playing
Kardashian.
Kardashian, and he kind of looks like him. And Kim and Chloe and all them are in it too, and they're like kids, and they're
Little kids,
yeah, it's funny, it's awesome, great show. Check it out.
They're actually in it, like Kim, Chloe, and them are.
No, they're like
Okay,
yeah,
like
yeah.
Playing themselves.
And
as
little
kids.
little Rob's skinny still. It's funny.
It
Yeah.
showed OJ at the funeral, and I don't know if it was actually true or not. But
It's got to
he
be
bent-
legit. If it wasn't legit, like
Yeah,
people would be ripping it to shreds. We wouldn't
He-
even ever heard of it.
he bent over the casket, and it looked like she was wearing some sort of neck brace, Nicole Brown, because apparently her head was almost decapitated.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I have to look all the facts up again. But anyway, he bent over and kissed her, and like everybody in the whole
It was
church
like-
was just like, ugh.
There's no way he didn't do it. Like even you watch like 5 minutes of that documentary and hear him screaming, and then in the Bronco they like do the we just saw the Bronco scene, so they're like driving through with AC,
Yep.
and AC's yelling at them on the phone, and OJ's got the gun to his head and crying, and oh
My old man had one of those Broncos, eh?
no way.
He had to get rid of it.
So here's the thing about the case I didn't know is there was 2 white Broncos. OJ had his own,
Yep.
right, and that's the one they found the blood in. The one they went on the car chases, AC was so like infatuated with OJ at his own.
Oh, really?
There's 2.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Huh.
Great show though. That's our pick of the week.
Mhm.
We watch a lot of TV. I love
I was
it.
a little young for that trial.
I remember it happening.
Yeah.
You want to know another interesting thing? There was an ESPN 30 on 30 documentary about that day.
Yep.
The same day that happened, Arnold Palmer shot his last round of golf, professional golf. The NBA finals were on.
Yeah.
Not the NBA. The NBA finals
Mhm.
were on. The New York Rangers had their Stanley Cup parade, and somebody in baseball threw a no hitter.
Wow.
All while the Bronco chase was going on.
Oh, no
All
way.
went down. Yeah.
So it was
You go
all
if you go on
missed.
if you go on ESPN or on YouTube and look up ESPN 30 on 30, and it's you'll be able to find it. It's like an hour documentary about all the stuff in sports that happened while OJ was in the truck.
No way.
Because they break up the NBA final to show OJ, and they put it on a low screen
I
on
was
the
gonna say,
yeah. It was huge.
Because they always put the chase on.
Yeah. That was the first time
Especially
ever
when
they had
it's
broke up
OJ.
the final
Oh,
for
and
anything.
They made OJ made everybody look so stupid. The prosecutor.
Yeah. He was supposed to turn himself in, and
Yeah.
even
They
Shapiro,
agreed.
like the cops show up because they were late, and Shapiro opens the door, and they're like, "Oh, I'll just go get him," and they're like, "Oh shit, OJ's gone."
Oh, no.
Yeah, he's like driving around in a Bronco, and then they all thought he had already committed suicide, so they were like, the lawyers were packing up their stuff, and they're like, "What? He's on CNN? Oh shit, good on." And then the best part, Travolta, Shapiro, they show his face like straight on, and he's like, "Good on you, OJ. Way to stay in the game." He was epic.
Yeah, that was really dumb.
Great show. Check it out. Let us know what you
Yeah.
think.
Where it's only episode 2 right
We're
now.
only at 2.
Yeah. It just started, and it only releases. It's on Crave TV. No, Apple.
iTunes.
Yeah. It's not
iTunes.
on Crave.
Couldn't find it on the
What were we watching on
free.
Crave TV the other day?
No idea.
Letter
Billionaires.
Kenny.
Stupid.
No, it's so funny.
Turn it off.
No, Letter Kenny is funny. Have you seen it,
It's
Marley?
it
Oh.
is
Haven't.
kind of funny, but it's all right. It's too Canadian stereotypical. Hey,
Oh,
what's
is it?
up?
All dressed
We'll
chips.
go for a rip, bud.
Poutine.
Farmers.
No,
jogs.
it's really funny.
It is kind of
I
funny,
feel
but
like Fubar set such a high bar.
Fubar is
like that kind of
great.
stuff.
I like that show. What is
I
it?
don't
What
think
has he
so.
got?
Appreciate it.
What has he
I'm
got?
too old
Like
for that.
kidney cancer? When they go on like the road trip to go camping?
It's testicular cancer.
Yeah, testicular cancer. That's a
Same
great
thing,
movie.
same
That's
thing.
epic. Oh shit! I'm gonna watch that tonight.
Great movie.
Well, guys, for everybody here at Fear Fishing, remember to follow us, Fear Fishing / West page. There's a Fear Fishing webcast page on Facebook. You can always add me personally. I think I got like room for like 300 more friends. I'll be your friend. You like to fish? Hook me up. Fear_fishing on Instagram. At Fear Fishing on Twitter.
If you want to follow me, my license plate number
Marley has no internet.
Scott, again, thank you so much for coming
You're
in and doing
welcome.
the show for us.
No problem.
Spiro, always great to have you, my man. Marley, thanks for filling in that big seat for that big man. You did good, brother.
Thanks
Feel
for not
bad.
wrecking the place.
Amber, good to see you again.
Yeah.
Stop by anytime. Alrighty. From the Fear Fishing webcast, we're out.